Just finished a run. I was thinking about being basic and grabbing an apple, acting as if I was just now eating it, but I was like, I'm
Like
not
my
gonna,
style?
I'm not gonna make it too
Hit the
scripted.
subscribe button so you don't
But
miss any future videos.
I was on a run just an hour ago, 30 minutes ago, just finished, and I had this idea, and it seems rather obvious now that I think about it, but I don't know how many people actually consider this. And it's about laziness, you know? And, oftentimes we have this idea of FOMO, especially when we're on the grind and we're, working towards our dreams, what we want to make a reality. And we're stuck wishing, I wish I was out here, you know, drinking in the Caribbean or, you know, smoking it up with my friends from back home or, whatever it is. Um, Oftentimes these are kind of indulgences, FOMO being you wish you were doing something a bit more indulgent and kind of self-serving, and for the disciplined folk and people that are on the grind and that are really working, these thoughts are actually rather helpful. And let me explain why. Because, of course, you can look at them as temptations. But what I realized just 30 minutes ago was like, wow, these are actually like ways that you can release stress. By having these fantasies in a way, you can actually kind of emulate what it would feel like to indulge in these even vices in some instances without doing it. Because you are very focused and you are very, you know, matter of fact, you would probably not completely, let yourself wean off of your primary goal. And there's a lot of value in doing that because you're going to build discipline and you're obviously passionate about your goal. And this is not to say that you can't have a cheat day, because obviously you can, you should rest and you should take it easy at times. But what I'm trying to say here is that, without going overboard, sure, allow yourself to kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor, or even, take some time to relax a little bit. And if you do have, these sensations and cravings, they come up, while you are really in the zone, allow your mind to kind of create almost this alternate version of yourself that does those things so that you don't feel a sense of missing out. You don't have to tell yourself that those things are bad, and here's a good example of that. I do have donuts and I just bought them today, and I had this idea earlier that I was just gonna eat them all today, and I was like major craving this, and I knew I was still gonna run. It wasn't like I was gonna just be completely lazy, but I was thinking about just going crazy and just having a super mega cheat day, on top of the run, which kind of defeats the purpose of even, running in the first place, because I'm already gonna fuel my body with this, bad food. So, what I'm kind of doing now is I already had a few donuts. So mentally, I'm allowing myself to imagine, fantasize about those donuts, but know in the back of my mind that I'm not going to eat them. I'm going to choose other options. But there is a version of me, there is a image of me that was lazy and that did indulge and that did kind of seek that pleasure, that momentary satisfaction. So you have the image of you and you have the reality. And I think that as long as you can craft your reality around the qualities and attributes that you deem are necessary to get towards your goals, then it's okay if you have that image, that kind of indulgent aspect of yourself that is, that you leave at home, that's able to kind of do what you can. And obviously you can't be in two places at once. So really what I mean by that is just the idea of you, you know. While I was out going and doing that run and getting better, I left the idea of me being lazy at home, you know? I mean, think about it figuratively, it makes sense, right? While you're literally going out and getting better, the idea of you not doing that stays quite literally also at home. So, you know, it's like a manifestation in a way, and I like to call it image of the idea of you not doing something, or the idea of you doing something. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a bit abstract, but it hit me earlier and I kind of just laughed while I was running because I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like I can feel less guilty because I'm not even, you know, like I know I'm not going to do those things, so I don't have to force my mind to not think about them because I have kind of enough discipline at this point to know and trust that my body will tell me when it's time to really crave, you know? If I'm pure depleted and I absolutely need sugar and the only thing I have is a pack of donuts, I'm gonna hit a pack of donuts. But I'm not going to rely on that as my primary nutrition, you know? And especially not after, right after a run or before as fuel. I wanna make sure that that's kind of the snack and I'm really limiting the amount that I'm putting into my body. So yeah, this is the post-run rant or conversation, you know, just kind of, you know, feeling out these things and, you know, yeah, feeling satisfied. And I hope you can feel that way too, not just about your body, but about the work that you're putting in, and trust the process. You know, don't give in too much to those little urges and temptations. Allow that image of you to take care of those and to fulfill those desires, because ultimately they're momentary, they're, you know, self-serving, and they're fleeting. You know, once you quell your appetite, those urges are gone, you know. So if you can get something else into your body before that, you know, and same thing with your mind, then a lot of times you'll forget about them, at least for the time being, and that's what you want. So with that being said, you know, stay on your grinds, and you know, if you're not into fitness, I recommend to pick up at least bare minimum exercising, bare minimum walking, cardio, do something, you know, 20-minute abs. You gotta at least get off your ass and do something, because the value you can extract from moving your body is unlike anything else that you can do in life. You know, just being able to be mobile, to be flexible, to be agile, not to mention to be strong, and to have dexterity. These are qualities that you're going to appreciate when you get older, and you shouldn't be saying if you're in your 20s or 30s that you can't move, you know, like unless you have some sort of condition. Those are kind of, you know, the bare minimum things that you should be able to do at this age. You know, you should be able to run, unless, you know, your body physically can't. You should be able to jump, unless your body physically can't. But again, these are things that are basic, you know, basic to being human. And, you know, so long as you choose those bad habits over those good ones, you allow your image to dominate your reality, you're not going to get to where you want to be. So that's all I got for this video. You know, stay on your grind, stay hungry, and I'll see you soon. Peace.